Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing well and may have revised the previously learned topics. So now, our today's topic is oceans and fishing. The Earth is often called the watery planet because it contains water in abundance, with oceans and seas covering approximately 71% of its surface. Seas and oceans. A sea is an extension of saline water, whereas larger areas of such water are called oceans. Oceans are massive bodies of water separated by continents. The ocean floor is not flat. It mirrors the Earth's surface with features such as hills, mountains, plains, plateaus, and trenches. Some oceanic trenches are so deep that even Mount Everest could be completely submerged in them. Most of the ocean floor lies 3 to 6 kilometers below sea level. Movements in ocean water. Ocean water is dynamic and moves in different forms. 1. Waves. Waves are formed by the rise and fall of surface water. Gentle winds cause small waves, while strong winds create larger ones. 2. Currents. Ocean currents are large streams of water moving consistently in one direction. Types of currents. Warm currents move from equatorial regions toward the poles. Cold currents flow from the poles toward the equator. They are caused by winds, temperature variations, and salinity differences. 3. Tides. Tides are the daily rhythmic rise and fall of ocean water levels. Coastal areas experience alternating high and low tides. Significance of tides. Facilitate fishing. Prevent silting by carrying mud away from river mouths. Importance of oceans. Oceans are saline and rich in dissolved mineral salts. They are the primary source of rainfall. Oceans provide resources like fish and seafood, natural highways for trade, and sustenance for many communities. The polar regions. The polar regions are characterized by freezing temperatures, unique vegetation, and the resilient lifestyle of their inhabitants. Tundra region. The tundra is the northernmost part of continents in the polar region. The term means very cold. Winter in the tundra. From November to January, the sun doesn't rise, and the region remains dark. Freezing temperatures cause rivers, lakes, and seas to solidify into ice. Heavy snowfall and cold winds dominate this period. Summer in the tundra. From May to July, the sun remains visible for 24 hours daily but stays low on the horizon. The weather becomes relatively warmer, causing partial ice melting. Rivers and lakes refill, and floating ice chunks form icebergs. Vegetation like colorful plants, lichens, and shrubs sprouts, attracting birds and animals. Vegetation. The soil is frozen year-round, called permafrost, limiting plant growth. Only small plants like lichens and shrubs survive. Trees are scarce due to strong winds and frozen soil. The Eskimos. The Arctic is home to the Eskimos, who have adapted to its harsh conditions. Traditional lifestyle. Eskimos rely on hunting and fishing for survival. Transportation includes sledges pulled by dogs and umiaks, open boats. 1. Housing. Winter shelters, igloos made of packed snow. Summer homes, tents made of animal skins. Permanent houses are constructed with wood, stone, or bricks. 2. Clothing. They wear parkas, hooded jackets, and mukluks, boots, made of animal skins. Winter clothes are often made of caribou skin, while seal skin is preferred in summer for its waterproof quality. 3. Food. Their diet consists mainly of meat, fat, and fish, often eaten raw or boiled. Food is stored in shallow pits covered with stones to prevent spoilage. Interaction with outsiders. Initial contact with outsiders began with the Vikings in Greenland around 1200 AD. Later, explorers and traders introduced new tools, weapons, and diseases. Modern transportation and communication have brought further disruptions to Eskimo life. The polar regions exemplify resilience, with people like the Eskimos demonstrating remarkable adaptation to extreme environments. Thanks for watching.